Thank you, John. How's everyone feeling? Good. All right. Thank you. Good. All right. Hope my presentation isn't too boring. I'm going to stick within my time because I know everyone's attention span, again, based on the research earlier this morning, is about 10 to 12 minutes. So I'll look for that red card. All right. So again, my name is Erica Louison, and I am with United Way of the National Capital Area. We've been in existence for over 45 years, and we cover 11 counties across Maryland, the District of Columbia, and Northern Virginia. And our mission is to improve the lives of underserved individuals in the National Capital Area by focusing community resources on creating measurable and lasting impact. In 2014, our United Way made the decision to move from being a traditional funder to being an impact-driven organization focused on our three primary focus areas that are, again, education, financial stability, and health. All right. So after we made that decision, we knew that we needed to have thoughtful conversations with our community residents, our nonprofit and corporate partners, as well as our own board of directors to find out where we should really focus our efforts. And this also included hours of extensive research into evidence-based best practices on how to best tackle challenges that affect our communities across age spans. Those conversations and research resulted in our community commitment, which is a 5-year strategic investment plan focused on collectively tackling root causes of inequity in the areas, again, of education, health, and financial stability. And so as an impact organization that wanted to work with overlooked populations, we wanted to definitely focus on populations within education that have been traditionally overlooked. And so we found that many people, many agencies and foundations and efforts were concentrated around, as someone mentioned earlier, early childhood education. A lot of people want to focus on the cute little babies and making sure that they can read by a certain age, and that's fantastic. A lot of resources are being put into that area of work. And then as well as the high school space, a lot of foundations and agencies and organizations really want to make sure that our students are, college and career ready. Let's get them in those programs so that they can graduate on time and be college and career ready. And we think that that's great too. But there's, again, that forgotten middle, that child in the middle. If you're a middle child, I'm not a middle child, I'm the oldest, but I've heard that middle children are often overlooked. And so we wanted to really focus on that forgotten middle. And so our middle school success strategy is to prepare students in Title I schools to transition successfully into high school, performing close to grade level, on grade level, but just ready to succeed in high school, and make it up to the point of graduation. And so once we decided on the population that we wanted to focus on, we had to think about the best models that would maintain our mission to fight for children to be successful in school and for their families to achieve financial security and independence. And through our conversations and extensive research, we found the community schools strategy to be a recognized model for change within a school and a community. And we felt that it would best allow us to accomplish our mission. And so if you're not familiar with community schools, the model centers around stakeholder engagement through an annual needs assessment and ongoing conversations. It focuses on collaborative practices to ensure shared responsibility amongst stakeholders and building capacity, building the capacity of students, educators, and families. And then out of those things come the following academic and non-academic supports. expanded learning opportunities that expose students to experiences that they may not have any other time, active family and community engagement, and integrated student supports like health services, family food markets, and other basic needs support. And based on those opportunities, the model shows us that students who receive those supports and opportunities are ready to be successful in school and in life. We have healthier communities, and we also have strong families. We currently support 13 schools across 3 states. We work with our nonprofit partners to get the work done in the community. And our nonprofit partners hire our community schools coordinators who bring the schools and the community together to provide those opportunities for students and families. United Way has a unique model where we mobilize our community through our local residents and local municipalities. We have individual donors and volunteers who give their time, talent, and treasures to our work, as well as our nonprofit partners who implement the initiative throughout the counties that we touch, and our corporate partners who sponsor our work throughout the region. And we've invested so far about $4.5 million into community schools throughout our region. Our 5-year community commitment is to serve 12,000 middle school students attending Title I schools, and we're currently in year 5 of this commitment. And so far, we've served more than 10,000 students and their families. Our goal is to ensure that students are attending school daily, exhibiting positive pro-social behavior, and that they're doing well in English language, arts, and math. As someone alluded to earlier, those early warning indicators for potential dropout in high school are those factors that I just mentioned: attendance, behavior, and course performance. And so we intentionally focus on those areas. Our logic model indicates that we focus on providing tiered supports, as well as mentioned by my colleagues, to ensure that all students have access to services when they need it most. Each of our schools must provide tiered opportunities to all students in their schools. The Urban Institute, a nonprofit research organization in Washington, D.C., partners with us, and they serve as our evaluators to not only advise our team, which includes our data specialists, but also help us to continuously improve our data collection capabilities. And so based on guidance from the Urban Institute, we collect a total of 6 reports from our nonprofit partners in 13 schools each year. We collect 2 preliminary reports based on each school's needs assessment plan and preliminary goals, and the other is based on each school's needs assessment results and annual goal identification. We also collect 4 quarterly reports that identify services and activities that were implemented throughout the year. We also ask for a mid-year progress report, a qualitative progress report, just to identify achievements, challenges, and lessons learned, and to just collect those great stories. And we also have an end-of-the-year report that includes annual progress results and standardized test scores if they're available. Our outcomes to date show that 88% of our targeted students, and when I say targeted, I mean those small group and one-on-one intensive case managed students, had no new suspensions. 76% of the targeted students had improved by 1 grade level or maintained at least a grade level of C in math. And 75% of our targeted students improved by 1 grade level or maintained at least a C in English language arts. In addition to those reports, we also conduct 2 site visits each year to our schools, and feedback that we've received from our students and teachers and parents and administrators has been very positive. They appreciate and support the investment that we've made in community schools, and also happy to say that we are more than just a funder, but we consider ourselves a partner in this work. And so what we also provide to our schools, including the coordinators and principals and school systems leaders, are trainings and professional development. We also provide office hours and technical support to help with data collection and analysis. And we also provide volunteer engagement opportunities for our residents and corporate partners who want to give back in a hands-on way, in addition to donations that we receive and collect through our annual drives on a regular basis to our schools. And just a shameless plug, if you go to our website, unitedwaynca.org, we are currently engaged in a school supply drive where we want to collect 5,000 books for students in our schools. And our principals have been so great to give us lists of books that are age appropriate and that students are actually reading and schools are greatly in need of. If you've been to a typical public school library in under-resourced communities, they don't really look like libraries, and they definitely don't look like media centers. And so we want to help to bring those things to life. So I'll end my presentation by saying that we've only been in this work for 5 years, but we've done a lot in the 5 years. And happy to report that we've definitely achieved our goal of moving from traditional funder to partner. We've been fortunate enough to now be considered as a leader, an expert in this work. We sit on policy councils and steering committees and school board meetings and have helped to develop and shape policy around community schools in the state of Maryland. There's a lot of work that's happening around school funding and community schools, and we're happy to help a few of our school districts in that effort as well. And so we are wrapping up this community commitment and gearing up for our next commitment and having conversations around needs and best practices and how we can dive deeper into making a difference in the lives of students and families in our local community. Thank you.